Good morning, guys. We are on day number 4. We're on the fourth step, on the fourth responsibility. This week, I'm dealing with the 5 key responsibilities of a father leading a blended family. Now, fathers who are leading blended family have to go through a lot. This is because I've seen it, I've experienced it. You have to go through and uncover yourself as the as the man who needs to take charge and lead his family forward and lead his family into a new path, a new setup, a new environment filled with love, power, and the ability to be creative in thought, to raise up kids that will grow up and not feel that they had to that maybe they were different, or they had to go approach life in a negative way. So the man, the father, it is the duty of the father who can make those kids experience as they grow up in that particular blended family, a beautiful experience. He can turn that experience from an experience that we talk about and saying blended families are challenging and all of that, but he can turn that experience and for him to really give his kids the opportunity to say that, you know what, as much as we were in a blended setup, our lives are different. We enjoyed it. We had extended brothers. We had 2 mothers. We had 2 fathers. That's what I actually tell my kids the whole time. I always say to them, you see, when God says honor your parents, your mother and your father, and he will bless you, imagine this. If you honor both your mothers and both your fathers, God will even give you double blessing. So that excites them a lot, and they say, "Oh, Dad, you're so true, because I got 2 mothers. If I honor both of them well, I get a double portion." Then the child who grows up in a nuclear family who only receives one sort of blessings for honoring their mother and father. So that's how you need to think. You need to think around how do you create an environment where the kids feel, you know what, as we are a special family. I always tell them, you guys are special kids. You guys have 2 fathers. I mean, that's amazing. Most people grow up with 1 father. You have 2. That means you can get into my type of thinking and get into your other father's type of thinking, and in that way you're able to bring in the 2 worlds together and you create your own world, and that makes you more powerful. So the third point I want to bring today is that as a man who's leading a blended family, you need to now extend yourself. This is very difficult for people who are maybe introverts, people who don't like building relationships. So this stage is where you actually go out and you build your relationship with your other the biological parents of your stepson or stepdaughter, your stepchild. This is where you go out and you have lunch with them, and you talk about and you find out more about how they live. You find out more about their belief system, because that also helps you in raising your stepchild. It also allows you to understand what your role is. Most fathers who are leading a blended family want to be in control. They want to become the father. They want to become the biological father, so much that when the child speaks about his biological father or his real father, what happens is that he then starts to feel demotivated, and it builds resentment in him, and he starts feeling, oh, maybe I'm not doing good enough. But that's not the truth. As a blended father, you should be able to understand what your role is. So when you understand what your role is, you are able to come in and play your role. So you will build a relationship with your partner, who is your wife or who is your husband, and then you build a relationship with your stepchild, and then you will build a relationship with the biological parents. Some people call this co-parenting, whatever the terms are. This is where you then build a relationship with the biological parents. In that way, what you are then doing is that you will understand what is the need for each and every person. You will understand the need of your wife. You will understand the need of your stepson or stepchild or stepdaughter. You will also understand the need of the other parents. So in that way, you become in control, because as you bring them together, you play your role of bringing them together. The more you close the gap between the biological father and your stepchild, is the more you become in power, because that's the more you are able to come in and understand that as you bring them together, because some to be honest, it's not easy. Some relationships end up where the other parents are not talking with your spouse, and then that is bad energy. So you need to do away with that energy. Sometimes you just need to bring them together so that you can settle the turmoil. It needs your patience. It needs you to be patient. That's the correct way of putting it. So you need to be patient at all times, so that when that relationship starts working out and the relationship gets into order, what happens is that then you involve the child as well. Then you play your role in bringing them together. You will understand that even the other parents start seeing the value that you are playing. It then puts you in control, because you are then able to lead in a way. You gain the respect you need to be able to lead your own family into the right path, and that is a path of love. That is a path of serving other people. That is a path of being helpful to others without jealousy. We do away with hate. We do away with fighting, but we want to create a system where we are all happy, and where I'm able to compromise a certain part of myself for the happiness of another person, and that person is able to do it for me, and in that way it becomes a beautiful co-parenting relationship. So as a father, you need to extend yourself. That's point number 4. Extend yourself to the different, to understand the biological parent, to understand how he works, how he thinks. In that way, you may find that sometimes you get to learn ways of life from them. You get to learn maybe wisdom in terms of how they manage their finances, how they are running their setup, instead of coming with a negative attitude and a negative mindset that blocks certain values and teaching that can make you a better person. So sometimes putting yourself down so that you are able to then expand with time and expand with ease, and starting from the inside to the outside, you are able to be in control. So this point is very important, because you will not win the war of blended family if you put yourself aside and not want to involve yourself in things, and maybe let your spouse do negotiations with the other partner. It will build resentment in you, and it will allow you not to know what's happening in your stepchild's life and in the whole relationship. So you need to be in control. You need to take charge. You need to be in control, but while seated at the back seat. I hope you get what I'm trying to say to you. So you need to be out of your own mind, and you are supposed to be in this particular phase where you are learning how to be in control of relationships. I hope this makes sense, and yeah, when it makes sense, you will understand that it really creates a lot of power. So step number 4, fourth point, is that you must extend yourself. As a man, as a father, you must be able to extend yourself to the biological parent.